Level 1, the intern. You don't have a salary. You have an opportunity. You're 20 years old, junior year. Your university career portal showed one listing that mattered. JP Morgan Chase, Summer Analyst Program, 10 weeks, New York City. You applied the night applications open. You practiced your answers through 2 rounds of interviews and 1 super day. You wore a suit you bought specifically for this. You got the offer. Now you're here, 383 Madison Avenue. The building is 47 floors of glass and someone else's money. You walk through the lobby on your first morning and your badge doesn't work. You stand at the turnstile while people in better suits walk around you. Nobody helps. Nobody looks. You are furniture that hasn't been placed yet. Your job is to support the full-time analysts. You build slides, you run data polls, you sit in on calls where you are not introduced and not expected to speak. You take notes. You reformat the notes when the associate says the font is wrong. You earn $4,300 a month before tax. You eat the free dinner JP Morgan provides. If you are still at your desk at 7 p.m., you are always still at your desk at 7 p.m. The reward is not the money. The reward is the name on your resume and the return offer at the end of 10 weeks. Everything else is noise. The problem is you have no context. Every task feels high stakes because you do not know which ones actually are. You are performing for an audience that is not watching closely enough to tell you how you are doing. 10 weeks to prove you belong. At the end of it, they call you into a glass-walled room. 2 minutes, a handshake, a return offer for full time. You say thank you with a straight face. You go to the bathroom and call your mom. She cries. You don't. You start next July. Level 2. The first year, analyst. The offer was real. The job description was not. Base salary is $110,000. The number looked different before taxes, before the $3,800 a month apartment in Murray Hill. That was the most reasonable option within commuting distance. You make good money. You cannot afford to live like it. Your title is analyst. Your actual job is pitch books. A pitch book is a 70-page PowerPoint that tells a CEO why JP Morgan should be trusted with the most important deal of his company's life. You build them from templates. You update the charts. You align the text boxes. You verify every number in the deck matches every number in the model. At 1 a.m., at 3 a.m., at 5 a.m., when the associate messages to say the client meeting moved to 7:30 and the cover slide has the wrong logo, you fix the logo. You go home. You shower. You come back. You get your first bonus in February, $40,000. After tax, $26,000. You feel like a different person for exactly 1 afternoon. Then the analyst 2 rows down mentions his was $55,000. You spend the rest of the week running the math on what you did differently. You didn't do anything differently. That is just how the floor works. Ranking is invisible, and it is everything. Nobody tells you you're ranking. You just keep performing and hope. The deal exposure is real. The resume after 2 years here opens doors that stay closed to almost everyone else, but sleep becomes a negotiation with yourself. Your social life narrows to people who work the same hours. The anxiety about your ranking never leaves. It just goes underground. 2 years. That is the contract. You are not getting out early. Level 3, the senior analyst. You survived year 1. That means something. Not much, but something. Base moves to $125,000. Bonus can reach $80,000. The raise hits your account and disappears into a lifestyle that adjusted the moment you knew it was coming. You have a first-year analyst now. He reminds you of yourself 14 months ago. Same suit, same nervous energy, same habit of triple-checking everything before hitting send. You were him. Now, you are the one sending the 2 a.m. message about the formatting. You are in the gap. Too senior to be protected, not senior enough to have real authority. Associates push work down to you. You push it down to your analyst. He fixes it. You check it. The associate checks you. The VP checks the associate's summary. The MD sees the final version. Nobody questions the MD. JP Morgan doesn't run on talent alone. It runs on hierarchy. The hierarchy runs on one thing: the fear of being the person whose error made it into the client deck. You are not afraid anymore. What replaced the fear is colder competence. A quiet, efficient, slightly hollow competence. Your name is starting to be known on the floor. Promotion review is in 5 months. You already know the outcome. Directly is for bad news, and nobody has pulled you aside. Level 4, the associate. You have an MBA now. 2 years, $200,000 in loans. Worth it? The spreadsheet says yes. The spreadsheet is not awake at 4 a.m. on a Sunday. Base salary is $175,000. First year bonus target is $75,000 if you perform. Total compensation approaches $250,000. You are running real transactions now, and the track record is building. But the debt sits behind every calculation, and the Sunday dread is real, a specific weight in the chest that starts around 4 p.m. and does not lift until Monday is underway. Your job changed. You are not building decks anymore. You are managing the people who build the decks. You are also the person messaging analysts at 2 a.m. about the logo. You hear yourself in those messages. You keep sending them. You work on your first live deal, a $3.8 billion acquisition. Your name is not in the press release. Your work is inside every number in the press release. The MD gets the tombstone. You get the experience. That is the word they use. It is the currency they pay you in when the dollars start to feel abstract. Level 5, the vice president. You made it to VP. Most analysts don't. Most associates don't either. You did. Base is $250,000. A strong bonus year brings total compensation to $400,000 or above. You take your parents to dinner at a restaurant with no prices on the menu. Your father looks for the prices anyway. Some instincts don't update with the circumstances. You are the engine of every deal you touch. You have a team. You have authority. You have the respect of people who do not give it easily. The MD brings in the client. You run the execution. You manage 2 associates and 4 analysts. You know which one will stay until 5 a.m. without being asked and which one will fold under pressure. You call this management. It feels more like chess. The wall between VP and executive director is not about talent. It is about rainmaking, proving you can generate revenue, not just manage it. That means relationships, dinners, golf. You don't play golf. You buy clubs. You take lessons on Saturday mornings. You cancel the first 2 for live deals. The hours have not changed. Your body is older than it was at 22. Level 6, the executive director. You brought in your first deal, a $2.2 billion leveraged buyout. You made the call. You sat across from a CFO in Midtown and convinced him JP Morgan was the only choice. Total compensation this year is $800,000. Your name is on deals now. The firm sees you as a revenue generator, and that changes everything about how you are treated. The money stopped feeling like money somewhere around $500,000. Above that, it is a score. Evidence that the game is going your way, even if you can no longer fully explain what the game is for. Your son had a school recital on a Wednesday. You watched the video on a flight back from Chicago. He was in the 2nd row, the blue shirt. You told him he was great on Friday evening. He said thanks and asked if you wanted to watch something. You said maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow, you were on a call with Singapore at 7 a.m. The cost is measured in moments like this. The people closest to you have adjusted to your absence so completely that your presence now requires a different kind of effort. You are not the engine anymore. You are starting to become the person who decides where the engine goes. Level 7, the managing director. There are roughly 1,400 managing directors at JP Morgan Chase globally, out of more than 300,000 employees. You are one of them. Total compensation last year was $3.2 million. Genuine power, your calls get returned. Your decisions move things. The number moves with markets, and your book, and decisions made in rooms you are sometimes not in. You originate, you close, you sit on committees. You approve transactions you did not build. You mentor executive directors who have that specific look, hungry, certain, not yet aware of what the certainty costs. But the job at this level is not execution anymore. It is politics. You are managing relationships above you, below you, and sideways across the firm simultaneously. One senior relationship that turns cold, one deal that goes sideways with the wrong client. 1 year where your book underperforms the floor, and the firm that promoted you starts having quiet conversations you are not in. Nobody tells you directly. That is not how it works here. You just start getting fewer calls, fewer invitations to the rooms that matter. You have watched it happen to others. You know exactly what it looks like. You have everything the 22-year-old with the broken badge wanted: the title, the floor, the number, the car that doesn't need to be practical. You also have a marriage that survived but changed shape somewhere around year 9, a daughter in high school who is sharp and self-sufficient, partly by nature, partly from learning not to wait for you. A doctor who asks about sleep and stress with the careful persistence of someone who already knows the answers. You sleep 5 hours and call it fine. Your body has stopped arguing, and that is somehow worse. You are the most complete version of the person you decided to become the morning you stood at that turnstile. The career is everything you built it to be. The question you have not answered yet is what it was all for. You are not entirely sure that person and the one standing here are still the same. Somewhere right now, a junior at a university is submitting an application to the JP Morgan Summer Analyst Program. Good GPA, 3 clubs, 1 internship that wasn't JP Morgan. He'll get the super day. He'll get the offer. He'll walk through the lobby at 383 Madison on his first morning. His badge won't work. People in better suits will walk around him. Nobody will help. Nobody will look. He'll get it sorted. He'll come back the next day. The machine does not stop. It just gets new parts.